Okay, so I don't know what is up with OBS tonight, but for some reason, it is wanting to misbehave massively with the outgoing bitrate. I don't like seeing 85% dropped frames. And yet, okay, now it's back in the green. So, for some of those out there who may or may not have already been clued in and seen and actually read what is in the video description, for the past couple months, I have had a lot of things going on in the background, both personally and professionally. And during dealing with all of my own individual stuff and things that have really compounded the stress level that I've been dealing with, something has come across and made itself abundantly apparent to me. There is a woefully underserved segment of this nation's population, specifically a large portion of the veterans out there. And this channel did start with the purpose and primary avenue of bringing veterans together, not just so we can shoot the shit and have a grand old time. That was a byproduct of it. Really was more about has been to address more of the issues and allow an avenue to bring more light to what we face as veterans in today's day and age and how it has differed from those of the past. Throughout all of that, I have been so surprised and immensely humbled at the amount of charity that actually is out there from the viewership. And recently I have actually had the need to where I needed to reach out for some assistance on my own. And it's actually still in a precarious situation. However, it's not just about me. It's not just an individual cause or effort. It's what I've found is that my situation is not much different than many others, where you can be in a position of need and meet the majority of check marks from all different aid agencies, but you can be screwed by being in that case where, well, but you don't meet this one or this one, so we can't help you. We see you're in need, we feel for you, but because you are not a 100% disability rating from the VA, or you are not you are not already on these other aid programs, we can't help you. I've grown sick and tired of people needing to hear that answer. Instead of, we can't help you and leave it at that, I want to offer an avenue for people in that fucked up middle to still get the help they need. But in order to do that, that's where I'm reaching out to everyone out there. Not just here in the social media land, not just here online, but you'll see links there. It goes to an angel investors page. I am reaching out to other avenues for actual business purposes to get funding to start up a nonprofit named Veterans in Need to target the underserved of the prior military and prior service who may just be screwed by circumstances. That's a temporary thing, but because of their situation otherwise, are not eligible for any aid, be it financial, counseling, planning, whatever the situation is, outside of what this would offer. When you look at our group, I've been affected by it. Sean Hufford has been affected by the situation where he doesn't qualify for many of the other aid programs and avenues that are out there, or also the timing is shit as well. And rather than sitting the whole woe is me, I'm sick and tired of it. I've already done a lot of the research and legwork to get the foundation started, but I'm at a point now where the only thing stopping this from launching and being a thing is the funding, which is why there is a GoFundMe active for a portion of the initial startup costs and everything. There's the angel investment portion to give access to others who may be a part of that network, or if you know someone who is in a position where maybe they're looking to be a part of a nonprofit, be part of something that they can actually get behind, that they can actually do from a passionate standpoint, not simply a, hey, I'm looking to invest and make some money on a return. No, that's not what this is about. This is about getting out there and helping everyone and everything in every way possible that they need to make sure that no one gets left behind because they're in a bad spot and need the help, but you're not so bad off that we can't help you. I am tired of that being the option. I want to take that off the board. Now, if you want to help me along that way, there are links in the description. And spread the word. I will be posting it out on other social media avenues. Everything for the donation portions are live as of right now. I have turned off the super chats for this stream to get everyone to, if you want to help out in a single donation type, or even if you're interested in potentially becoming a partner and becoming an equity partner in the venture itself long term, there are ways to contact me down below. I'm looking forward to it, and I want to get this done. My target is to be able to start offering benefits by mid-January. Ideally, that's what I'm shooting for. And now the entire panel can chime in. The audience will be able to hear you at this point.
Hey, Jared, I asked a question. I put it in the chat. Have you reached out to like media outlets to also help spread the word?
Not as of yet. This is actually the first public announcement for this venture. I've been doing a lot of work in the background, doing the research on actually establishing the business properly as a nonprofit, and also getting everything set up in other avenues where there can be a big ticket type investor, because the overall grand scheme of it, the big target for funding and fundraising for this venture alone may actually surprise some people. In order to get this operation going and providing the appropriate benefits right from day one, the total goal for fundraising is going to be in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, ideally. It can be started with less than that. However, shooting for that high goal, if we are able to obtain the ease of which we can immediately start offering both financial and counseling services to the people that need the help, will be 100% available from day one, which is what I want, which is why going big, I know a short time frame that I'm ideally looking at, but really I'm at a point, filings and official foundation of everything is the financial bit. I'm not in a position personally to start it all off right now, or I would have already.
No, I get it. I know it's getting up around the holiday season and stuff like that. And fundraising, what are you looking at doing? Have you, I know in that area of your neck of the woods, there's a lot of charitable MCs and stuff like that to help do like a New Year's Eve poker run, stuff like that? Have you looked at
Well,
reaching out that way?
not in the immediate, because this funding more is to get the ball rolling and actually get more towards the equity partnerships and everything to get everything founded, started, and then grow from there. Once we actually have the filing done, I already have some connections with local media and up at the local news media outlets up in the Boston area to actually then get word out for further, more operational type funding and routine donations, such as the yearly drive types and everything. So, more of what you were looking at is more of a later supplementary daily operation type funding, which I've already opened up avenues for that type to go. This is more the real investment type, the be a part of the ground level, the foundation, and the launch of this venture. That way I can actually, because, viewers in the chat actually did point something out. I should have remembered about Nightbot to have Nightbot start posting the link, but there is a link to the GoFundMe of the is still lofty but more meager goal compared to the grand scheme of things. And in there is a link to the further bit. So again, it's not just immediate. If you know someone who is in a position such as there's actually a potential investor in the New York City area that I've started talking to, who is the CEO of a company and is specifically looking for a nonprofit that he could end up being a board member on. So it's just a matter of getting something rolling in that sort of avenue, getting contacts with those sorts of people who actually are looking for that type of support and are willing to invest in the overall idea and the purpose and the scope of what we're doing. Because I don't want this to be a regional thing. I don't want this just to be a local, small, communal thing like those of us here that has been cultivated over the past couple years on the channel. My aim is for, by this time next year, for this to be a nationally known avenue for assistance, that even the VA, the Red Cross, USA Cares, and all the other organizations out there can recognize, okay, we can't help you, maybe these guys can. I want to be able to be one of those advocates and one of those avenues that people can go to when they think that there's no other options left. Anyone else have any other questions, comments, or did Burns and You Wish just forget to unmute themselves?
Nope, I heard you.
Jared, over the holidays, get in touch with me. I'm gonna be home between, I'm looking at like the 22nd through New Year's, and I know it's kind of right in the middle of the holiday, but definitely get in touch with me, because the wife works for Tri West, which is more my neck of the woods and stuff like that, and her director is from a military family. He isn't a veteran, but he comes from a military background, and the upper members of Tri West are either veterans or something like that, and that might be something they might be interested in. So I will sit down with that they deserve, and for lack of better terms, entitled to.
Deserve and need.
Yep.
All right,
so,
and apparently for a portion of that, there was buffering, so we shall see how.
Hey, Jared, go check your GoFundMe.
Refresh, and alright, we already have the first one from you, Jay. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, and that's saying it all starts with that first one, that first step, and I really, of course, tonight the frickin' connection had to be spotty at the beginning of the show, but no worries. Probably later towards the end of it or midway through, we'll end up going over a lot of it again as it gets brought back up. And even then, who here actually saw the title of the stream to begin with?
I did. I was actually going to question you about it the other day, but I got my first response to the Reds tweet.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, Andy laughing his butt off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and but no, so when I made the title for the show, so for those who are on the panel and haven't seen it, it is, what is OrangeManBad gonna do next? Because when I made it a few days ago, what was really in heavy swing? Well, the impeachment process has been rather enlightening. Now, I know, Jay, you've been keeping up on it, but what about the rest of you? How much have you guys been paying attention to that wonderful dog and pony show?
A lot. Most of it. I spend most of my time correcting other people understanding what impeachment is, though. But
Yeah, that's about what I've been doing too.
Well, interesting thing is, the proceedings seem to be going not how the Democrats thought it would.
No, it's not at all.
And I find that part of me really can't help but laugh about that, because it's almost like they didn't expect to screw it up. Oh, and Jeremy Mendoza had the other bit to it too, because in the midst of all of the impeachment stuff, what else did Trump do?
Oh yes. I saw that last night. The Navy has been talking about taking away the trident pin from the SEAL Master Chief that got exonerated of the murder charge, but still bad conduct for posing for the picture with the corpse.
Yeah.
And Trump's like, no, you're not going to do that.
Well, yeah, it very much was that they wanted to bust him in rank and pretty much force him into retirement, which, here's the funny thing. With how long he's been in, his retirement would be high 3. Meaning the highest 3 years within your last 5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's 3 out of the 5.
Yeah, which, even if they bust him and retire him, he's still going to be maxed out on his retirement. Based on that, because busting him and then immediately retiring him, you're not hurting his pay. You're just saying, you're not staying on active duty anymore. Bye-bye. Which, effectively, by trying to by actually convening the board on whether or not to take the trident away from him, which is the warfare pin for the SEALs, that essentially says we don't want you in the community anymore, and then it's going to become a BUPERS, a Bureau of Personnel question of, do we keep them on active duty? Where else could we send them in the Navy where it's not going to be a problem? So the question is, if they continue to go through down that road, Trump has already intervened once on his behalf. Does he try it again?
Most likely he would, yeah.
Oh God.
But the question would be how in that aspect. That's what I'm wondering.
You're asking how with Trump.
Fair point. Very fair point.
I might actually have to go start listening to this.
After 2 weeks of public impeachment hearings, where does Congress stand? What's next? What's next after the 2 weeks of hearings is they have... So, did anything actually come up where they could actually fully pursue the punitive measures after the hearings? I haven't heard any.
There's no specific punitive hearing until there's actually a Senate, because it's actually tried in the Senate. Right now, this is just hearings leading up to starting a trial, if they decide to do it. So, I mean,
right now,
I can tell you right now, as things would play out as they are now, assuming things kind of would end up falling similarly down party lines as they mostly are playing out, is that the House could pretty much decide to do whatever they want because they have the votes to, if they really wanted to, take it to the Senate for an impeachment trial. However, the Republicans have enough votes, because you need a 2/3 majority for a guilty verdict, that the Democrats don't have that. So
yeah,
this was basically...
they'd have to convince all the Republicans to vote with them, basically.
Now, realistically, though, like when you see like a legal aspect, the term that they use for the impeachment, the high crimes and misdemeanors, is actually a very generic term. It pretty much comes down to anything is an impeachable offense that the House decides is an impeachable offense. And that's ultimately what their hearing is for, to determine what the actual charge is going to be, and they're going to try him for, and take it to the Senate. So,
well, I guess it does come down to a bit of a comparison between the two most known impeachment hearings in U.S. history, both with Nixon and Clinton, where Nixon, there was no doubt what he did wrong with the recordings and the and that whole Watergate scandal and everything that stemmed from that and the attempted cover-ups there. But then you go to Clinton, and a lot of people, their recollection is, oh, he was impeached because of what he did with Monica. And that would be wrong.
Yeah, that's so wrong.
Well, no, he was impeached because he lied under oath. He committed perjury.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what they went after him for.
Depends on what you mean about the definition of is.
But,
sorry, go ahead.
But in colloquial terms, like, this is basically just an evidentiary hearing. So they want to see.
Yeah, see, the way my parents... What do you have? Do you have what? Satellite or DSL?
Oh, no, it's cable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for my parents, what it is the company has a fiber line out to a junction box, and then from that junction box, it's all copper.
Yeah. Cox tries to do that, except with being on an island, they're running copper from quite a ways.
Yeah, gotcha. I can see your problem.
Yeah.
It's just shitty New England internet.
Well, no, here's the kicker. When I lived back in North Providence, I didn't have the issue because I was on the mainland. I had fiber all the way up to the junction that was 15 feet outside of the house. Actually, no. Verizon, they actually ran fiber into the house, and then it converted to copper, to go up to the router, and then I ran Wi-Fi or Cat 6.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
So can we get in contact with our assets and verify this?
my ONT is 5 feet from my router.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can we
Yeah,
get in
see, my
contact
point
with the
still
ISS?
The ISS.
But Jared, my point still stands. Shitty New England.
Weather. At least it's not HughesNet.
There you go.
Oh.
That is true.
So, see that we have Engineer Mike with us. It's been a few weeks since I've been on a panel with you. Glad to see you were able to make it in tonight.
Yeah. Decided to just come on. It's been a while since I've been on, so.
Hey, Jared, read this tweet.
For Megagram.
Oh, that's the part that got me. Because, wow. You know, he is a person that someday I would love to meet and hang out with, because he seems like he actually is a genuinely funny guy to actually just kick back and talk about just about any topic about. But also, with other things that have been going, actually, interestingly enough, bringing up that tweet from Tyson, I was talking with a couple of the viewers off air earlier today, and we got to talking about one of the subjects that was on the Aussie perspective in the last couple days, and they were talking about time travel as presented in sci-fi. And it reminded me that Brian Cox did an hour-long lecture about the science of Doctor Who, including how the time travel portion of it would actually work.
I've gone a little bit more lowbrow than Doctor Who lately. I've been watching Milo Murphy's Law because I have Disney Plus, and they have their own parody of Doctor Who called Doctor Zone, the Doctor Zone files. It's actually pretty funny.
Well, you know, there were a number of Doctor Who references in the show Phineas and Ferb, right?
Oh yeah. Well, this is also takes place in the same universe. They did a crossover episode.
And I'll admit, the only reason why I know about Phineas and Ferb is because of my kid, who's actually, god damn, where's the time gone to? He's 12.
Mom, Phineas is making a movie. Oh no, or was it Mom? Phineas is making a crossover.
Interesting.
This is funny because it's Dr. Demento.
Yeah.
Milo is voiced by Weird Al.
Nice.
This character is named Cavendish.
Okay. I think I might actually have to find a way to start watching the show, but fuck giving Disney my money.
So, Cavendish and Dakota. Well, I'm paying for the Disney Plus bundle, which gives me Hulu as well.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Oh, and proof of the crossover here. Jared will know this guy.
Doofenshmirtz.
Yes, and his endless supply of innators.
Well, I won't spoil it for you guys. I finally caught up into this, and yeah, it's not all the way through the season 2, which is the most recent season of Milo Murphy's Law, but I've watched the first 2 episodes of it, so interesting.
Is it Nator or Nators?
If only we could show that on air.
Oh, the Jade. Oh, I didn't send it to.
No,
I didn't send it
send it to him.
let's see. Do I have you on Discord, Jay? Give me 1 second here.
I thought I've seen stuff before.
Because because you're both on the same server, my server,
good.
you'll be able to.
Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second, Jay. I'll PM it to you. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, inbound.
All right,
There it is.
Which, by the way, for the people who are interested that are not veterans,
Baking. I passed out and woke up short of breath with chest pain and a rapid heartbeat.
Okay.
The ER could not find anything immediately wrong, so sent me home. Turns out they sent me home without viewing my x-rays and got a call the next day that my lung partially collapsed.
Buffering again.
yeah, and here's the thing. The only thing that has changed is the weather.
We'll go outside and tell the weather to shut up.
I don't have access to HARP anymore.
Also trending is hashtag you were friend zoned when.
All right, so it should be working, at least for the moment. Let's see if it stays. Let's see if it was because OBS wanted to be a fucking cunt. Hey, you know what, though? Now that I've yelled at it a little bit and the audience only heard that last portion of it, it's staying green. Leave it to OBS.
Except mine just.
Okay, so let's try to guess that date. You were friend zoned when? That looks like a prom. Okay. Oh, you took your sister to prom. Prom in that, I'm gonna say
Late 80s, early 90s.
no. Well, maybe out in Washington State, but in the rest of the country, that's more late 70s.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I gotta remember, I saw the prom pictures from my dad's senior year, and that was 75. And the only difference was the color.
Yeah, my went to my first prom. I think was in 80. So
You were friend zoned when the awkward head turn happened.
Yep.
Oh, the ultimate friend zone. Sergiora.
You were friend zoned when you showed up wearing socks with sandals. In Washington, that's actually a very, very popular fashion trend. Again,
Just blame the hipsters. That would do it. That would do it. Okay. So, hang on. Oh, wait, that guy there, the guy who leans in. What role do you remember him as?
Sequest.
Anyone else?
He was in one of the Karate Kid sagas also.
First thing that came to mind is like, hey, what the hell is Piccolo doing there?
Yeah.
Now, if I remember right, were they brothers or cousins? The The actor who played Dagwood. I know they were related somehow. I just can't remember the relation off the top of my head.
Yeah, I hear you. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, that's a good one. And you know what? Give it to Nick Fury for going with the badass legend that he lost his eye in a way other than being scratched by a cat.
They were brothers, by the way, because they're both.
That's it. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Because they're both Don DeLuise's sons.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what was that? That is a nifty trick.
She's a keeper.
You were friend zoned when she said she enjoys having a gay friend. You're not gay. Wow.
Oh, they also have a third brother too.
You know, that one, that's not to be friend zoned. That's to be bye. Sorry, if there's no respect, you're not in my life at all. Oh.
Mechana.
Which was a predictable plot, but still a decent movie.
Yes.
And of course, one of the dogs has to start snoring already. But I will say this. OBS is behaving better now since I, What the hell?
Somebody had too much bubbly.
That
Yeah, just a little too much.
Okay, so you read it and then look at the GIF, and it's like you didn't bust a move when you had the chance, and then that's the GIF. Huh.
Oh no.
Oh, that one. Yeah. But here's the thing. Cats are weird because they'll do that, but then let you go and then give you a look like, why'd you stop petting me?
Yeah, my cat does it all the time.
Okay, that's what I had a feeling it was gonna be. Frickin' putty. Wow. And bringing it back full circle to the title of the show. That really is an odd one. It really does bring up a good question. When the other person says the words "I love you" first, and you're not sure, how do you respond without it blowing up in one way or another?
Hey, I saw some pictures here earlier.
Oh, Kimmy Schmidt.
No, this wasn't it, but
Okay. And this better be worth. Oh, the whole
What?
patients are not faking thing.
yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm done.
For now.
Well, with this one, I am. This.
Yeah, exactly.
one. Hold on. I can bring up Fursuit Friday for you. Be ready not to share.
All right, so let's see what we have.
So we got this one, Pepe the Fox.
Okay.
Okay, what's up? Hey, baby girl.
Random to see one with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Hey, kitten.
But-
What's up, baby girl?
I'm just waiting for the meme to come across with the Navy chick that's also a furry in the slideshow.
Oh, come on up.
Because it's not a question of if, but when is it going to pop up?
Well, Scribelight
What?
shared one earlier.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, wait. Would a dragon classify as a furry?
I don't think so.
Because when
Escape, but not a furry.
yeah, I mean, when I hear the term furry, I'm thinking just that. A caricature of an animal that would have fur or hair, not scales.
And is mostly anthropomorphic.
Well, although
Well,
that
Falcor had fur.
That's true.
But was Falcor really a dragon?
Yeah, a wish dragon.
All right, there's one, but has there been any other? And even then, good throwback there to a never-ending story.
Yeah.
Here's the one Scribelight was sharing.
Stuff.
Oh, I've seen this one before.
Is that a puppy going after a huge stuffed bear?
Yep.
And climbing in. Wow, of all locations too. Nice.
That's what's waiting for you, Jared, outside.
Not sure how to feel about that one. Because you never know what's lurking inside.
True. Kitty.
So,
I don't want to know that one.
well, here's a question. So, what actually started and kicked off the whole furry thing? Like, what was the actual or
It had to have been
origin
some
of that?
con of some sort.
Convention. Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, what did I just miss from In the Conspiracy?
Well, the reason why I'm wondering, like, I understand it started with convention or anything, but like, was it an offshoot from Comic-Con to people who just wanted to cosplay, but as animal characters?
Not sure.
That would be my thought. That would actually make some reasonable sense, especially because of the amount of cosplayers you get around those types of events.
Oh, it originated from a science fiction convention in the 1980s.
Interesting.
Yep. When a character drawing from Steve Galacci's albedo anthropomorphic started a discussion in anthropomorphic characters.
You know, I can kind of agree with this one.
I could too.
But that's mainly because I'm on that cusp between Gen X and Millennials, but I definitely identify more with the generation prior.
Depending on who you talk to, I'm either here or I'm here. And I was born before you, Jared.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Depending on where you look at, the line in the generation is somewhere between 80 and 83, and I was born at the tail end of 83. So that's where they want to try to put me into that room. I'm like, sorry, I don't, no, I don't get along with that mindset. No, thank you. There was actually a reason why I was thankful to get away from the area north of Seattle.
I'm a solid Gen Xer, so I'm way offset from wherever the barrier is from the boomers, and I'm way offset from wherever the barrier is from the millennials. So.
Oh, so you
this
have
is what I
nothing to
saw
worry about.
from in the
Yeah, I'm just-
conspiracy.
Not really, because still millennials will call me a boomer.
Well, you look like a boomer, so therefore you're a boomer.
Well, pretty much, I think this sums up. If you're oldish looking, you're therefore a boomer.
Well, not just you're old looking.
I said oldish.
Yeah.
I didn't say old. I said oldish.
Well, I'm thinking about you and. Well,
I would be right at the very, very end of the boomers. I was born in '62. That's about where they cut it off.
And it's kind of sometimes it amazes me just how varied we get actually on the panel. So earlier, just before we went live, Alan Evans was popped on here earlier, and he did his entire service in the time right before, and I was born into slightly after. What the?
Oh,
And then
Pouncey got his 3.
Pouncey, didn't his get reduced?
I don't think so. Last I saw, it was still the 3.
I thought I saw that he had a reduction, but what? I still think Rudolph should have gotten at least a game. Sorry, I know you're the quarterback and everything, but you kind of instigated.
Here you go. I just saw this as I'm scrolling through NFL.com in their news section. James Thrash, the appeals officer, still reserves the right to rule that on additional punishments.
Ooh, for all of them?
I believe so. They're saying the. That's the way I'm reading it, is that there's potential for additional.
Potential for realizing, well, shit, we kind of screwed this one up with this player, so we kind of need to make it right. Oh, don't you fucking do this again. Don't you fucking do this again, OBS.
Hey, Jared, read the messages in Meets.
One quick second. While you are looking that stuff up.
Well, at least the NFL was looking into the same thing that, although I wasn't thinking necessarily this. Well, no sign Rudolph used racial slur at Garrett. Oh, Pouncey's was reduced.
Huh. See, I thought it was. And so pure, yeah, some people are just slow.
Yeah, no shit.
Like 3.5 years slow.
Yeah.
So Pouncey has gone from 3 to 2, which is no big deal.
Yeah, that leak has
NFL
issues.
confirmed this 1-game suspension for the other Browns player.
Yeah. No. So another interesting thing that came across is someone actually did the analysis of could a 40-team NFL work? In short, no.
No, it wouldn't.
It's a lot of teams.
Yeah, and to elaborate, the answer was, oh, hell no. Because it's not just the addition of the teams that you would have, that they were analyzing. It was also where would those teams be located, and it's all in markets that either have failed to support a team historically, or has always been deemed as too small of a market.
Yeah, Portland was one of them.
Oakland was another. Oklahoma City was another.
Reference Tin Man shorts.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Oh, oh, and that one. Oh no. Is
I've seen that one.
such. To think of what they could have been able to do with that character, but at the same time, around longer, we wouldn't have had Worf in the way that we do. So trade from one, give to another. What we got now? No.
Anybody who has not watched Man Shorts, you need to go watch that after this tonight.
There's always time for bacon.
Yep.
Wait, what do you mean bacon's from the bad part of the pig? I don't know what you're talking about. Munch, munch, munch. I think the cultures who have a problem with eating bacon are just the ones who have never had it properly cooked.
There we go. Here's how to get out of making Thanksgiving. That'll make sure you don't host ever again.
Huh, looks familiar. I wonder where we saw that. Oh yeah, for that you go back and...
Is it being a pissant?
Oh, it's being more than a pissant, because when that was on screen, I was green at 6,000 kilobytes a second. Now it's red and at 32.
Gotcha.
Somebody's lying.
Esther jumped up on the bed all by herself.
It's just... It's not a fun night right now. Not how it should be going, and short of doing a complete ISP reset...
There you go.
That is highly accurate at times. Like, the majority of the time. Mistakes were made. I don't know if I can agree with that sentiment.
Just a basic casual game, and look what happened.
Yeah,
That's how Star Wars has always marketed itself, though.
it has always been a merchandising thing, and that's where I don't know if I would call that mistakes.
Yeah.
Here you go.
See, and there's where the Dungeon Master has to always be careful about what they say and how they say it. So for those who are wondering, apparently my ISP has a death. It's either the ISP or OBS. One of the two has a death wish. Because for no reason that I can find, the bitrate will drop to nothing.
I'm thinking it's the ISP. I have not had any issues with OBS, and I've kept it pretty up to date. So
There you go.
I don't know what you're talking about. That is hilarious, and I would go more to them if more people would do that. Like make it 50-50 so you don't know if there is or isn't. Good to me. And look at that, back down to 0.
Oh, jeez. Oh, if Alan was here, I showed this to him. This is his new wheelchair. We're going to get him.
You just need to make sure to have an appropriate targeting system.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's an iron sight reticle on the GAT there. I think the rockets are more just like, firing, just, dumb fire.
Yeah, but at least with dumbfire, you at least need a general heading for it.
True. Like, get off my lawn 3000. Oh, I don't know if I hope no. Here, I saw this. This was just funny.
Yep.
I want to add, unless you're paid to do so.
I saw that. I thought it was funny. Oh no! Here, I gotta put this up. This is a good book.
Hey, Jared, I'm going to send you a link to a tweet that you may find interesting.
Alright, let me...
Discord DMs.
Yep. I figured. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the one from Shannon Q?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder what sparked her to...
It goes to
the tweet is
previous
gone.
No, I still got it.
Oh, wait a minute. So does R&D have me blocked?
Oh, he doesn't have me blocked.
Because when he because I
Here's the
remember
original tweet.
I remember I muted him.
Ah, well, what R&D sent. Oh, here, I'll just share it to everybody. How about that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here, I'll share the tweet that I sent to you, so everybody gets context first.
Okay, what the?
Yeah, I mean, who wants context, right?
Exactly. I will take it at face value.
Oh, she even responded before you used particularly, Jared.
Yeah. That's how I was like, I must be blocked.
So Shannon says she's going to leave this here, and tweets or quote tweets R&D's response to her, which was, why aren't more men pissed off about the arguments for discluding trans women from female spaces? Be mad. They're equating trans women with men and assuming they are predatory as a default to make the argument cis women should be afraid. It's levels of stereotype-based bullshit. Chris LaFawn said, I seem to remember this debate happening amongst the skeptics a few months ago. Wonder what happened with that. Shannon got pissed at people being mad and helped defend a transphobe.
Yeah, because that's totally what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
And and also, what does it say about the whole issues, especially one of R&D's favorite ones, when even South Park gets in and has one of their literally their character named PC Principal, that character gets the issue.
Yep. Well, this is a good response.
Especially highlighted on the citation needed.
Yeah, it's how to put it. People like R&D who think they are morally superior to the rest of humanity because they throw labels around at everybody for not believing what they believe. I just find it asinine and petty, and it's for a good laugh when I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, there was a point where
Somebody's a little high.
Just a little.
Oh, the drunk before noon one.
Well, no, I just happen to pause when it makes him
Yeah.
look like he's high as fuck.
But yeah, to get along with R&D until, God, within the last year to year and a half, he's just gone down that road of identity culture and identity politics in pretty much every way, shape, or form, to where I straight up had to ask him, what the fuck happened to you? What went wrong? Because what really started off in my interactions with him, where I noticed the downhill trend, was when that whole transgender athletes topic really came up, and there was that video done by Rationality Rules that R&D decided to attempt to rip apart, when pointing out that it's a valid question to ask, like, what effect does someone who goes through puberty as a male, what potential advantages could they have as an athlete competing against females? There is a valid reason to question. But R&D took my agreement that the question should be asked and addressed, was my support that transgender athletes should lose rights to compete, when that was nowhere near what I was saying. It really became disheartening.
Who all has seen the movie Grown Ups? With
Which
Adam
one?
Sandler and all that. Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, and all that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Any one or all of them, or does it matter?
Just the first one.
Okay.
The first one's gonna have the reference that I need.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, Rob Schneider gets it. If you didn't see the tweet that I was just sharing, because I just thought of that quip to come into showing the tweet. Count Daggler, Rob Schneider, based and free-pilled. Rob Schneider, sorry to have to repeat this again. Free speech is all speech. Even the speech you find repugnant, you are either for all of it or you are for none of it. We don't need people deciding for us what to think, see, or hear. That's a load of totalitarian crap. He gets it.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Just because something is said that I don't agree with doesn't mean that that statement or thought process should be censored. The easiest way to combat abhorrent behavior and thought processes and statements, expose it to sunlight. The brighter the light, the more you actually show how repugnant a particular act or statement is, the quicker the correction would be. Oh, so the stream I did a few days back where I got pissed off at the game and decided to play Brutal Doom.
Yeah.
Guess what?
The stream so far?
No, it it passed the review process for monetization.
All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
I think about that. YouTube is all about being advertiser friendly. So I play one of the most bloody versions of Doom 2. And while at first they were like, no, not suitable for most advertisers, out of sheer curiosity, I go ahead and have them review it. It went green.
Oh, wow.
So I really am at a point where I don't know what is and is not acceptable for YouTube anymore when it comes to the advertisements. And
makes you wonder. God, sorry. Makes you
Yeah.
wonder how they figured out how to flag it to begin with.
yeah, because the title that I do for the gaming streams are pretty benign. Of just let's have some more fun. And unless they only watch the first 5 to 10 minutes of it, where they didn't see the Doom gameplay but only saw the initial attempts at playing Tomb Raider, which OBS is a resource hog, Tomb Raider is a resource hog, and they did not want to play with. But that's one of those I might try Streamlabs OBS for that one, because that's the thing with a lot of the streams and a lot of the ways you can use an encoder to stream, it really is. It really does give you a lot of flexibility in what you can and can't do, depending on what you use. The only thing I don't like is if you have an overlay that you're using in OBS Streamlabs, it is exceptionally difficult to export that to regular OBS and use it there. Not impossible, just damn near freaking close. And again, okay, tell me if this makes any sense to anyone. CPU usage is below 9%. 67% dropped frames. And the bit rate is bouncing everywhere from 0 up to it just peaked out at about 4,000.
Do you have to like something like Wireshark or something to be able to see everything that's connected to your router?
Here's the thing, I actually logged into the router and shut off the Wi-Fi. The only access point on the router that's active is the hardwired connection, which I'm using on the computer. So whatever it is, it's external to the house, which is why I think bad wiring out on the street is the issue. Because most Friday nights, I don't have this issue, but it's been windy and wet for how long now, Mike?
Yeah, quite a while. Yeah, today was particularly just dank and wet. Maybe there's a fitting that's not properly sealed.
And if that's the case, it's up on the pole. But also, the wiring in this area on the island, not exactly the best. So it'll be interesting to see how many times we lose power over the winter when the good storms come through. And the unfortunate bit with the location I'm in, I am not allowed to wire in a generator.
You're not allowed to?
Really?
Rental property.
Oh.
You can still have a generator, though.
Yeah, but it would have to be all extension cords off of the generator itself. I can't put it into the regular building wiring, which is what I would like to have been able to do, is actually be a couple hookups, put in an outlet, because there is a fuse box with easy enough access. It's just liability reasons.
Yeah.
In that case, I just need to win the lotto. The upcoming Mega Millions jackpot would be nice. Even the especially the lump sum amount.
What is the current Mega Millions?
Just over 200 in annuity before taxes. Which I think my math is right for my state. That would put it at about little over 140 before taxes lump sum million.
Yeah. That would be adequate.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing, is people think if they win something like that, oh, I'll take the annuity. It's this many million per year for this many years. And it's like, yeah, but even just a meager investment, you can.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to actually do the investment, let it actually have the growth, because it's not going to be a consistent 5% growth every year. Some years you'll have over 10% growth, and then you'll have the next year where you only have 1% growth or 1% loss. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to try something else again to do a single announcement and review it before going offline for a bit. Wait. Oh, I vaguely threatened to shut down OBS, and it immediately goes green and into the bitrate range it's supposed to be at.
Of course.
You know what? For everyone who thinks that computers are not possessed by something, another case right there for you. Yeah, there is a definite ghost in the machine. I threatened to shut down a particular program. It's like, oh, no, I'll behave. But real quick, for those people who didn't catch the beginning of the show, or it got severely interrupted by buffering, which I will have to go back and check and investigate and possibly redo as its own thing after. There is a GoFundMe link being shared out. The GoFundMe link is because I am sick and tired of how many veterans across the U.S. do not have access to certain types of aid when they need it, simply because you don't meet this narrow criteria we have for it. Myself being one of them that has been in that area recently, where need help but can't quite get it through those channels because, well, I'm not 100% disabled. So the GoFundMe is to help with the startup costs for the nonprofit, to then start actually providing the aid and assistance and counseling to people who are otherwise ineligible through the other platforms and programs. It may seem to be okay, but it's not. Because I just saw it drop to 0 again. So, out there in the audience, let me know, did that quick recap actually make it out uninterrupted? Actually, I have another way to find out as well.
Yoda in tech support.
Oh, that would be bad. Alright, let's see how it wants to work now that I've done a complete reboot of the entire computer.
Oh.
So far, so good at this point.
Gotcha.
What the? Kinda hard to deny that one, though. Alright, so good so far. So, alright. Rather than risk losing it mid-longer spiel, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to end up doing a solid standalone recording itself of the more... Yep, see, and there it goes, dropping out again.
Okay. Well, when you get on Discord, Jared, I sent you a link for the so you can force the Windows update.
Yeah, I wonder... Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, and unfortunately, I need to go and try to push that now to see if that fixes it. That way we can go live on movie night at an appropriate time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I will be back to give more of a clue to everyone what's going on. That will be up after movie night, if I can get all this shit working right. If not, definitely during the day tomorrow, since I will not be focusing on anything else except channel-related stuff.
Just don't throw your laptop against the wall.
Oh no, it's a desktop. It's not a laptop. See, that's the thing. I would not try doing this from a laptop.
Furball just showed up in the live chat.
Of course.
And I just sent... We're ending the stream.
No, it's not that I don't update the Windows. It's that for Windows itself has actually decided to stop auto-updating on me.
Yeah, force the update, and that should help fix. Yeah, that should help fix some issues.
Hopefully, we will find out and see. So if you guys can hear this, I hope you can. We'll catch you on Sci Strike's channel tonight, or actually, if it comes